Hey guys, it's me, your best friend Joe. Welcome back to the Sims 4 soap opera here on DK1 Games. This is officially Season 2, Episode 1. If you need to recap or catch up on Season 1, I'll put a link to a recap video somewhere over here probably. But, so we're picking up mostly where we left off. A few months have passed since the end of Season 1. Joseph got a fish. His name is Britney Spears, which is just like a fish I had when I was younger, named Britney Spears. But the story goes is Joseph just recently, you know the birdsongs moved into the neighborhood right at the end of Season 1, and Joseph just went over to Zach's house, and Zach, of course, had divorced Joseph's clone and locked him in the basement, and Joseph went over to confront the clone, but they found out that he had escaped from the basement. I hope you're following along here. So that's where we're picking up from right now. And Joseph's just now realizing, he just now got home from Zach's, that someone has moved in next door. Someone it looks like who doesn't necessarily really like visitors. Looking at the amount of windows, all their windows are covered by blinds and their house looks a little, uninviting. But Joseph decides, you know what, let's go over. Let's visit this residence. Oh my god, does it really seriously say nobody's at this residence? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fucking make them be at this. Oh, there's the person who owns this house. They'll be home in just a second. So Joseph just made it over to his neighbor's house and he's knocked on the door, he's let himself in. So he's gonna walk in. Somebody is home, but they don't appear to be on the first level, which is a little bit strange, Joseph is wondering. He's looking around at all of the decor, the cinder block walls. Seems this person lives very minimally, aside from they do have a pink bed, which Joseph loves. That is one of his favorite colors. But he's sort of getting a vibe that whoever's around here, well, of course he's going to go straight to their computer because he's a nosy little snoop. But he's also noticed, oh, here comes somebody who is apparently coming right out of their own storage closet. That's weird that his neighbor would be in his own storage closet. Joseph, why don't you introduce yourself? Why don't you go ahead and give a, he's kind of cute. Let's give him a flirty introduction. What's his name? Jameson Dog Bark? That doesn't sound like a completely made up name at all. In this strange neighbor who just appeared out of nowhere, who looks very similar to yourself, whom you're attracted to because you love the way that you look as well. Interesting that you're already sitting on the bed together. You know what? Let's go ahead and ask him. Why don't you go ahead and ask him if he's single? He's pretty cute. He's kind of got that mustache situation going on. Oh, Joseph has learned that Jameson Dog Bark is single. How curious. Let's go look deeply into those eyes. Even though you can't see them, they're hidden behind some really dark sunglasses, you can tell. Uh-oh. They're getting very close. It seems like the more they get to know each other, the more Joseph is falling for Jameson Dog Bark because apparently they have so much in common, which is strange in the first place. Oh no, and now they're just flirting it up, whispering sweet nothings. Joseph's doing a pickup line, blowing a kiss. Oh, this is just totally awkward. Well, but while they're getting acquainted, let's take another look around the apartment, I guess. Let's see where Jameson came out of. It appears there's a secret door in his storage closet, as many of my characters have secret doors that go down to secret basements. Oh no, this looks terrifyingly familiar. And it seems he's been doing some experiments, maybe tracking some people. He does have a cloning machine. Oh no. How would Jameson Dog Bark have access to pictures of Joseph Clone Song with Kim Barley, as well as Joseph's clone with Zach and Joseph's clone selfies? That's very strange. But, Joseph, the real Joseph doesn't know all of this yet. So, he's flirting it up. In fact, he thinks, he's like, yeah, this new neighbor, I'm really attracted to him. let's just give ourselves, let's just smooch. And how awkward is it now? I'm sure you've all realized what's happening. This is like my dream in real life. No, I'm just kidding. This is awful. Trust me, it's going somewhere. A little bit of sweet talk. You know, maybe ask him, go ahead and ask him to be your boyfriend. And I think that you've just met, you haven't known each other for long, but it almost feels like, Joseph is thinking it almost feels like we've known each other our whole lives. And they've prepared to take it to the next level already. It's like they've known each other forever. Joseph isn't really concerned that, you know, Jameson still doesn't take off his sunglasses or his cap when he gets into bed. But you know what? He's not even thinking about it. He's thinking he finally found the one. He found the person that he loves. And now this is just disgusting. Just when you thought that this soap opera could not get any more twisted, things are happening. Things are happening. Joseph hasn't realized who Jameson Dogbark really is yet. But now we are going to go over to Charlotte. We're going to go play as Charlotte, which is Joseph Clonesong's daughter with Zac Efron. So it's the next day and we're over at Charlotte's house. You'll remember Charlotte is the daughter of Joseph Clonesong and Zac Efron, one of the many clone daughters. I guess you could call her a daughter. And she just woke up. She skipped work today. She's an intern at the hospital these days. And she just received a call from her dad, Zac Efron. So she's going to answer it. And she's just now finding out that Joseph Clonesong has escaped from the basement. So, you know, she's a little bit concerned. She's like, oh, you know, my crazy clone father who, you know, cloned all of my sisters and locked him in the basement. He's escaped, so he's on the loose. But she still has an attachment to him because, you know, that's her dad, you know? So, okay, hang up on your dad. But she's also recently gotten a text from Joseph. She's become good friends with the real Joseph Birdsong, who's not her dad. They're in no way related. They've just become really good friends. And Joseph has told her all about his new boyfriend. So she thinks it's going to be a good idea to invite over Joseph and his new boyfriend for, you know, maybe a dinner party. So let's do that. Let's, how do I do a little dinner party? Let's plan a little social event, Charlotte. Sounds like a fabulous idea. This could not backfire at all whatsoever. So we're going to do, let's throw a fancy little dinner party in honor of Joseph's new boyfriend. Of course, Charlotte's going to host it. The guests will be Joseph Birdsong, Jameson Dogbark. We're not going to invite Zac. You know, he doesn't need to be here for this. It's just going to be a little dinner party for the three of them. Caterer. Oh yeah, Kim Barley can cater this. She's great at cooking. It's all going to be fantastic. And we're going to have it at our house, at Charlotte's house. And Charlotte has changed. She looks stunning, to be honest. Just waiting for the guests to arrive. See, they've all arrived down the road. Who is this? Joseph is here, as well as Jameson Dogbark. It's very interesting that Jameson Dogbark refuses to take off his shades, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. You know, apparently he just really likes wearing shades. Kimberly's coming in. She's ready to cook. Charlotte's getting ready to greet her guests. All right, Joseph, hey! Let's say thank you for coming, Joseph. Why don't you introduce us to your new boyfriend? Oh, and it appears that Charlotte already knows him. Because she doesn't even have to be introduced. And this is when she realizes Jameson Dogbark is Joseph Clonesong. Did you know that? Did you figure that out already? I'm sorry, I crack myself up. You guys just know that I sit here and like think of these plot lines and it just gets more and more twisted. So Charlotte's a little concerned that Joseph's dating his clone and doesn't even realize that that's his clone who's on the run. But she also doesn't know if she should tell anyone because she knows that if her dad finds out that the clone's on the loose, he'll lock him back in the basement. And Charlotte doesn't really want that to happen. And of course, it seems like their relationship is going just swell. Joseph has no idea. That's a little disturbing. Charlotte has decided to try to keep herself busy by cutting tomatoes. We're gonna pretend that's an onion. She's crying on the outside and she's hiding it by cutting an onion. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna say, you know, she misses her dad, so she's gonna be friendly with her dad. She's gonna ask him how her dad is doing. Thank him for coming. Thanks for coming, Jameson dog bark. And, you know, perhaps we need to discuss a few things. As the party's going on, it seems like Joseph and Jameson have sort of excluded themselves while Charlotte gathers her thoughts, and Kimberly is the worst caterer in the world and has decided to just sit down and just pretty much join the party. She's sort of done with it. She doesn't even realize what's going on. But, you know, she's friends with Charlotte now. She's friends with Joseph. She's okay with Jameson. So, you know, they're all hanging out. They're all having a pretty chill time. Charlotte, though, she needs to go over to Jameson / her dad and maybe, you know, give him a hug. Say, hey, Dad, or hey, Jameson, how are you doing? Yeah, long time no see. Long time no see. It's a little bit awkward between them, for sure. And she is going to share a secret. She's going to share a secret. She's going to say, Jameson, I know who you are. I'm not going to tell anyone at the moment. Maybe. But this is really fucking weird. All right, so after everything that's already happened, Charlotte's decided she's wanted to end this party early. She has a migraine. She just wants to go to bed. She's not actually going to go to bed, though. She's decided she needs to go out. She needs to have a few drinks with Jameson Dog Bark and see what the situation is that's going on. So they're going to be going to... You know what? I think they should go to one of Nina Caliente's new hip-hopping places, Nina Cantina, which is a new lounge that's been opened up by Nina Caliente. So Charlotte and Jameson Dog Bark have arrived for their little chat at Nina Cantina, which I haven't showed you guys before, but which is the totes new exclusive, like, cantina bar in town. As you can see, there's a little stage where normally Nina... performs by herself. She basically built this bar just so she could perform, but it looks like Sam Ravioli is playing at the moment. I don't know why he's not in his clown costume. Let's be real here. Or his lederhosen. That's very Sam Ravioli. So Charlotte and Jameson, they're gonna go get a table together out on the patio so they can discuss things, you know, maybe in private. And Charlotte is basically gonna go ahead and she's just gonna spill the beans. She's gonna say, what the fuckity fuck are you doing? You are in a relationship with the person you are cloned after. Do not get up and get away from the table and walk away from me, Jameson Dog Bark. And now she is following him out. And he is basically just trying to explain to her, Joseph and Jameson are not technically even related. They're not related at all. It's nothing weird, and they have a whole lot in common. They're gonna gossip about this just a little bit. Charlotte's like, I need a motherfucking drink. Can you give me a fucking drink, Travis Scott, really quick? And she's sort of, she's still weird about the idea. She loves this lighting because it makes everybody green, and she doesn't feel weird about being green. But, she's okay with the idea, but she still is not quite sure what she's gonna do. She's not quite sure if she's gonna tell anyone or who she needs to tell. But Charlotte now at least has something interesting about her because she was pretty boring beforehand. Let's be real, Charlotte needs to be more of a main character, and now she is officially smack dab in the middle of the drama, reunited with her clone father, who is in a relationship with the person he's cloned after. So, that's actually going to be all for this very first episode. As you can see, Season 2 is off to a very interesting start already. You thought it couldn't get any weirder with Kim Barley accidentally dating her uncle, which you'll find out more about in the future, in a future soap opera episode. So stay tuned to see how this plays out. See if Charlotte's gonna tell anybody. And thank you guys as usual for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm still sort of figuring out the formula of how exactly these soap opera episodes are gonna go. So I hope you'll bear with me. And as usual, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!